just purely for the fun of it. So there's the countersink there, right, and there. So it's a lot wider, right? Now I'm just going to get the vernier calipers and show you for the fun of it. This is just for the fun of it. Right? So the width of the countersink on this one is 25 mil, right? So we'll turn over here to the new one. It's 25. I don't know if this is just because they wanted to save a bit of money. And that is coming in about 21.5, 22 mil, right? So here's your new grub screw, right? See, does that fit in? Right? Not only does that fit in, if you look there now, it's basically flush. Right? When there's pressure on that pulling down, it's going to be flush. Here's an old one that I got from the Gold Belly there. Right? Same with that there. Any pressure at all on it, it's flush. So we'll try and see if I can fit an older one in. Maybe that will sort it. Again, I will say these are not important. This is not going to be able to go anywhere when the wheel is on. But I will try and fit, and if they do, I'll tidy up all of that in the vise. So I might just get a narrow, kind of a butty screwdriver to try that. Actually, here's a better screwdriver here, it's wider. That might help. Yeah. So that was one that was awkward, so I'll try the other one. I just want to see where the older ones fit a bit better. I'm only being fussy here now, that's all. Slot isn't the best. Making a bit of resistance there. Yeah, so they're too wide as well. So I could go and grind these back if I want. The problem is I'm also going to have to grind the top of the new or old ones, whatever. So I'm going to leave them out. Because I'm not taking the chance that the wheel is going to be having two parts sticking out slightly and then gaps here and warping wheels or anything like that and causing, you know, uneven wear and pressure on the bearing. So I had to leave them out with my Gold Belly. The threads were too rusty, so I'm not too fussed. It's not going to affect the function of the brakes, of the brake drum, absolutely nothing. It's just unfortunate that the new brake drums didn't countersink a bit more. So anyway, we'll keep pressing on and get the brake rod on, and I am going to then start adjusting up brakes, and then with both wheels off we'll be able to try and hopefully balance them out. Let's get this fitted. I said I put a bolt in the back because, just to be honest with you, it's too awkward fiddling around with clevis pins when they get seized. With a bolt, you'll always be able to put on your spanner, and you'll be able to, or socket or whatever, and you'll be able to give it get them moving, get them turning is the biggest issue. Okay, so that's that. Now we're down this side of things here. So that will line up there. But, so I leave that out for the simple reason is I need to start working on adjusting these brakes. So we have two nuts holding the drum in, two more nuts on them loosely, across from each other. Get our screwdriver, a nice size screwdriver, not too big, not too small, and I can start. So I did say that, I'll try and get you in the back here somewhere. I did say that I turned the adjuster right back, so I should be able to find which way that is handy enough. I'm looking first. So that's it there. Doesn't want to go that way. So I'll tap this forward a little bit more. Get a bit more of that room in it. Now get a look in. So this way seems to be expanding the brake shoes. So we'll expand them, turn the drum a few times to get everything bedding in a bit. Then we'll loosen it off. I don't mind them rubbing a little bit. That will all help the bedding in. You stand on the brakes a few times. Now, there can always be a little high spot here and there. That's getting hard to turn there. So I'll get my extension, put it on here and see what's happening. Hopefully feel a bit of resistance. Yeah, so there is definitely tight and loose spots in it. Fairly normal now, so it is. Of course, I was going the wrong way there. Anyway, again, I think the Ferguson 20 is a better system for this. For adjusting brakes, you can't really go wrong. Okay. This tractor had no brakes on this side at all, and you could even see the brake shoes weren't even worn. There was a big lump broke out of the amount of oil. It really is no wonder at all. Okay, so let's just back that off. 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks. See what way things are. Okay. Go a little bit more. Small turn there, only about 2 clicks there. Probably enough, is it? Okay. That's a bit more like right, put on our brake rod now. Then we'll put on our parking brake and we'll see how that feels. Okay, I'll leave out the split pin for now. So I'll go over the other side. Pull up our little catch, 2 clicks, get 2 more wheel nuts, use these then to grab the extension so we can do a little testing. We'll see 2 clicks. I don't usually expect a whole lot to happen with 2 clicks anyway. Mind you, on the other side 3 clicks and that parking brake had it locked solid, so that is actually, as I said before, the best brakes that I've ever felt and were adjusted. So 2 clicks. We need to go more. I do have brakes. We just need to go more, so I'll take off the brakes again. So I'm not worried about that little bit of rubbing you hear when the brakes are off. Won't be long sorting itself now. So about 3 clicks there. So the brakes are off. Have a feel of that. That's a bit much for brakes off. Now, I don't have any spring holding them off, so there is the weight of the pedal still working on them. I will be fitting the spring. The spring that was on it was bad, it was weak. I'm going to put a piece of timber underneath the pedal just to make sure it's up fully. Make sure it's not holding it up, letting it fall down, I should say. And is that a longer one? Yeah. So keep the pedal up. Make sure that that's not affecting it. You expect a bit of drag anyway with the axle and the bearing and the seal especially. Okay, so what was that? Yeah. So now I can click on my brake again. 2 clicks. See what's happening. Don't expect a whole lot to happen too anyway. Oh yeah. Jesus. That's good. You'll find that they do work better when the tractor's driving than in reverse. That's what's happening here, I think. Okay. Go on to 3 clicks. 3 clicks on the other side was basically solid. Handy replication. Yeah. Yeah. Right. That's good. Yeah. I think we got brakes. So now for the fun, let's just see if that affected this side. Because we know this side was good as well. Sometimes it can change when you fit the other side. It's bending the bar. We've got a bit of movement there backwards, but forwards we don't. And that's what you get with these brakes. They work better when the tractor's going forward and reverse. And let's be honest, you're not going to be going as fast in reverse as you do forward. So that's on 3 clicks. So that is truly excellent. And we still, if you jump on it, we can still go on to 4. And I always look at 4 as rock solid. So for the fun of it now, since we got a bit of movement in reverse, right, get the camera to focus. A lot of grease on this screen. It doesn't know what it wants to do. So what do we say? Reverse. We've got a bit of movement in reverse. So I'll use the mudguard to help anchor me here. No. Any more now I'll get hemorrhoids. So that was reverse, so forward is this way. Yeah. Okay. You've seen it yourselves. We got brakes. We got brakes, lads. And on this side now, since we didn't check it with 4 clicks. No. Yeah. Couldn't be happier with that. So we're ready for wheels. Brilliant. Right, so we're back on 4 wheels. We're safe now, nothing's going to go falling off the jack. So I'm very happy to be this far with the brakes working and fairly well adjusted there anyway. Able to check them out fully on the test drive. So another thing that I noticed the other day was in the video there, the voltmeters wasn't working, and I got it working. I got it working because I connected the wire onto the key switch. So when I looked up there yesterday evening, I just wanted to have a look because I don't remember pulling a wire. Usually, you know yourself, it takes a bit of, if you give a wire a fair pull, you should have to give a wire a fair bit of pull to get it off the connector. So how I sorted it the other evening was actually wrong. So it was a yellow female spade connector. So it was the wide one, the blue one is the middle size, and the red one then is the same size as the blue spade connector size, but it's just for narrow wire. The yellow one is for the wide connectors. So what I did was the other day, quickly, when I looked up there with the torch behind the dash onto the key switch, was I could see there was a male wide connector sticking out, and that's what I put the female connector on the wire to attach it to. And the voltmeter started working and all was well. But then yesterday I was walking past and I noticed the voltmeter was reading 12 o'clock, so in the green, with the engine not running, with the ignition off. So I looked under the dash, and sure enough, I did connect it to the only male wide spade connector on the back of the switch, because that's the corresponding spade connector female one I had. But that, when I looked at it closer, was the fused positive feed from the battery. So I'll take a look here now, I'll show you what I'm after seeing, right? And that's continuous live feed. So this is the wire off again here. I thought I might have pulled it off when I was working with the bonnet hitches. So I connected it on above that there, right? Because that's, you can't see it, but that's the same width as that. And if you look behind there, there's your fuse. So that's the red positive wire live all the time, right? And that's powering your key. So with one click, turn of the key, that's your ignition, right? And your ignition post is there. So that, it's hard to get this to focus now, my hand's sticking up out of the way. So them two brown wires there, right? So that should be feeding your ignition light, and it should be sending power down to the alternator, right? Only when the key is on. But if we look at our voltmeter now, it's the way it should be, with ignition off, ignition's off, light's not on, should be reading nothing, right? But when I go, and now I had a way of fitting this torch in yesterday, I think somewhere that was kind of helping me see everything, but at the same time not blinding me. When I go and fit this wire on there, I'll just push it up again at there. Am I right in saying? I suppose it would help if I connected the battery lead. So we'll connect the battery lead. Make sure the wire's not touching it. No, it's not. So let's put it on loose there for a second, right? Try and get this bloody torch to stay. Right, so I'm going to touch that off there. Suppose it would help as well if I had the isolator switch on. But regardless, the power was, now there we go. See what's happening? Focus camera there, right? So if that was left on there, and I haven't turned the key at all, the key's off, right? That was getting continuous feed. Now the problem with that was it was sending continuous feed down to the alternator, right? So I brought my voltmeter and I checked that. So then I took out the key ignition here. I couldn't really pull it down very far because the wires are very short. But regardless, the only other small, narrow connector, now I'll try and get this to focus because this is what I think where this wire should be, is just above that, those two wires there. Do you see it there? Between that and, I'll try and touch it there and still do it. God, this camera. There, that one there. But that's a narrow one, whereas this is your wide female connector, right? So I have a feeling the reason why this pulled off so easy was, of course, it was on the narrow male connector on the back of the light switch, of the ignition switch, right? But this should only be getting power when the key is turned on one click on ignition, right? And again, that is the ignition post. I checked that with my multimeter by turning on the ignition and see is there 12 volt there, and there was. This is 12 volt continuous coming from the battery because it's fused, so that's not where that goes. And that's why this wire was falling off or getting pulled off very easy. So I'm going to cut off that connector and put on the blue connector. There's already two of them there, and I'm going to attach it just above them two there. And that should sort this, meaning that this only reads when the key is on, and at the same time it's only getting power down there when the ignition switch is turned on.